What's up, everybody? This is Ashlyn Cole from your favorite morning show, Shop Talk, and you are listening to Freedom Radio.
Come on and get your freedom on. Come on and get your freedom on. This is the day that the Lord has made. It's a good day to get your freedom on.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. The giver of joy in a world that's full of sorrow. My present help, the only way I'll rise tomorrow. Lifter of my head when I'm about to lose my mind. The source of my strength, the way, the truth, and the light up. And it's no secret who made a way, so I ain't got a doubt about it. See, he's been so good to me, I can't see life without him. 'Cause if I got you, I'ma be alright. I'ma be alright. If I got you, I'ma be alright. I'ma be alright. If I got you, I'ma be alright. I'ma be alright. If I got you, I'ma be alright. I'ma be alright. You are the source of everything my heart desires, and for my needs, you have been my supplier. Faithful friend to me when everything around me failed. Encourage me to look to you for my help. And it's no secret who made a way, so I ain't got a doubt about it. See, he's been so good to me, I can't see life without it. 'Cause if I got you, I'ma be alright. I'ma be alright. Yeah, I'ma be alright. I'ma be alright. Everybody sing along. Got you. I'ma be alright. 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 There's been so many things to come my way. I should be dead by now, but you saved the day. Yeah. And you've always been the one to see beyond just who I was and give me you. And I'll take you over everything. Anyway, I'ma be alright. Yeah. I'ma be alright. So I'ma be alright. Yeah. I'ma be alright. I'ma be alright. Long as I got you, Jesus. I'ma be alright. I'ma be alright. I'ma be alright. I'ma be alright. So I'ma stay right here. I'ma be alright. Till you bless my soul. I'ma be alright. I'ma stay right here. I'ma be alright. Till you bless my soul. I'ma be alright. I ain't going nowhere. I'ma be alright. I ain't going nowhere. I'ma be alright. Long as I got Jesus. I'ma be alright. I'ma be alright. Hey, I've been looking all over. I've been searching all over. I ain't found nobody that can do me better than the Lord. I'ma be alright. I'ma wait right here till you bless me, till you save me. I'ma be right here. Oh, I'ma be alright. I'ma be alright. Oh, I'ma be alright. I'ma be alright. I'ma be alright. Yeah. I'ma be alright. Yeah. I'ma be alright. I'ma stay right here. Till you bless my soul. I can look to the left. I can look to the right. If I look to you, I know that I will be alright. I believe it. I receive it. I believe it. I receive it. I'ma be alright. Ooh, yeah.
Yes, we are going to be all right. What is going on, y'all? It is your man, Tole. Yes, you know me. I'm your guy that you see every week, usually an hour later, but we're trying something new today. we're doing something special today. And so those of you who are hanging out with us, welcome to today's special edition of Shop Talk, where literally no person and no subject is off limits. I have an incredible show lined up for you today. But now, before we jump into the show, do me a favor, do me a solid. Those of you who are already tuned in, thank you for tuning in, and we'll get a chance to shout you out as the show gets going. But do me a favor, those of you who are watching on Facebook, share. All you have to do is share the video. That way, all of your friends would know exactly what you're looking at and what you're watching, and maybe they'll join in with us as well. We would love to have them. But again, just simply share this video on your Facebook stream. And again, welcome to the show. And those of you who are watching us on YouTube as well, also welcome to the show, as well as those who may be listening to us live from freedomradio.com. No matter how you're listening, no matter how you're watching, we want to welcome you to today's show. We have a full gamut of things to talk about. A little bit later in the show, I'm going to be, as Davares would say, I'm going to be messy boots. Yes, I've got a messy boots segment today that we're going to share, and it's going to be simply amazing. As you all can see, I'm still hanging out where I'm from. You understand? Now, this isn't East Oakland, but this is downtown Oakland. I'm hanging out today, and glad to be hanging out. And we'll see what happens. I may get a chance to move as the show goes on, but we've got a ton of things to talk about. What do you think about my new banner? I thought I'd try something different. We're expanding every week. We're expanding, trying something new, and I am glad to try things out with you. I'm trying to make us as CNN looking, as CNBC looking as possible, and I'm putting all the effort in to make that happen. All right, listen, it wouldn't be a show unless I had some incredible co-hosts. So I tell you what, let's get ready to introduce today's co-host. I have two at the moment because I know one of them is still sleepy. So I tell you what, let's bring on my co-host that I always have with me, my mainstay co-host out in El Sobrante of California, my home girl and yours. You know her, the world traveled, the always got a smile, the always have a great word to share. I like that about her. Always encouraging, my home girl and yours. Let's bring her up, the incredible Ashlyn Tara Cole. Ashlyn, girl, what is going on, child?
What's up, D-Tole? I'm super excited. We are an hour early today, so I'm super excited. Look, I got told last week. Let me tell y'all. And I was in my feelings. I had to be real honest. I was in my feelings. I got told last week. D-Tole was like, how come you come on better together, all made up, and then when you come on Shop Talk, you got on a hoodie and your hair is looking cockeyed? Why is it that happens? I'm not saying you gotta put on makeup, but I'm just saying, what it do? So I was in my feelings. And so I put on a little bit of makeup. I even did my hair. I took out the blow dryer, y'all. I did. Hey, let me give a quick shout out to my friend Mandel McGee. I want to shout out Pursue Your Passion t-shirts. I want you to see I got my No Quit t-shirt on, and I want you to support this company. Okay, look, I'm doing a t-shirt ministry, y'all. So if you want me to support your t-shirt, I'll tell you how to do it in a second. But go to pypstyle.com to get you a Pursue Your Passion t-shirt. We're starting a t-shirt ministry, D-Tole. So if you want me to rock your t-shirt on Shop Talk, hit me up. Let me know, and I will too be rocking your t-shirt. Come on, y'all. It ain't no quitting me. Come on.
I like the way that you are thinking, because I know a lot of people who make t-shirts, and some of whom make them in saint size. You know what I'm saying? And I like the way you're thinking. I have a couple of t-shirts that people have sent me that I should be. I'm going to start that. So starting next week, I like the way you're thinking. You're always thinking innovatively. That is a word, right? Innovative. That is a word. Yeah. So I like the way you're thinking. Here's what we're going to do. Next week, I am going to wear a t-shirt of a potential Shop Talk sponsor, but they will definitely sponsor my t-shirt. And I like that, Ashlyn. Ooh, Where did you come from? I need you all the time. All right, y'all. Here's what we're going to do. We have another great co-host that we're going to get ready to bring up out in Greensboro, North Carolina, where she says that everything is green. Let's bring up my homegirl and yours. We know her. She's now the host of the brand new show, the Mix and Mingle Talk Show. My homegirl and yours, Davares Burnett in the building. Davares, girl, what's going on, child?
Do you see all this green in the back of me? Isn't that beautiful?
It is.
And you know what? Ashley, I'm gonna tell it on myself since we're telling them on ourselves. Ashley heard me say that, I don't speak things out in existence, and she popped my hand real good. I heard it and felt it a sting, and so I'm gonna do that. I think part of me is like nervous, and I think the other part feel like I'm not worthy enough to speak the things that I want, but Ashley, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna start speaking those things as they are, and this is gonna be my new place here, y'all, in the near future because I love it. But yeah, I have a new way of thinking now. Thank you, Ashley.
That's good stuff. I like the way this whole thing is coming together. And listen, today's show is going to be absolutely amazing. Now, we got a few things that we're going to talk about, and I'm trying to multitask to make things happen. I'm having an Ashley moment, but it's okay. We're going to make things happen. Ashley's like, really? Seriously? That's what we're going? Yes, I am having an Ashley moment because I can't do everything at one time and be successful. But I tell you what, let's put on the screen what Ashley was talking about. So Ashley just mentioned a little bit earlier that today she is wearing a T-shirt from Pursue Your Passion, correct? All right, cool. So
that is correct.
All right, so she has the hashtag up on the screen as well as she has that direct website to be able to get your T-shirt. And Ashley, show us the T-shirt one more time.
I'm about to post a picture, but I'm wearing the No Quit T-shirt right here, but I'm about to post a picture on the Facebook thread so that you can go ahead and see me in this picture. But yes, definitely want to support this company. This is continue the pursuit of visions, dreams, and goals. Pursue your passion at pypstyle.com.
I love it. I love the way that you're thinking. Today's show is going to be absolutely amazing. Now, we got a lot of things going on, and I do see people starting to join us. So I guess there are people who get up early. So I want to shout out to some people who've already started responding. Shout out to the godmother of my twins, one of the godmothers, Angela Williams, who is hanging out with us, and she already has chimed in and says, good morning. Andrew Brian Caldwell, one of my friends and neighbors, doesn't live too far from me. He is tuned in and chimed in today as well. And Mrs. Kennedy, Renee, is already hanging out with us as well. Yes, we are on early. And Ashlyn Mandel McGee is hanging out with us. Put a bunch of hearts on the screen. And let me throw that up on the screen. And so now, is this the person?
Sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is my dear friend, Mandel McGee. I want to just support. He's been such a support to me over the years. I absolutely love him. He's down there in Long Beach, California. And so he sent me a Pursue Your Passion T-shirt, and I want to support him and tell you all to go to pypstyle.com and grab your shirt. Hey, it looks good on me. I know it's going to look good on you. Come on, y'all. Let's support one another.
Now, Mandel. Now, I know you looking at me. Let me. Can you see me? Look at me. Look, I'm robust. I'm rotund. There's too much of me to go around.
I can't stand you, Dito.
Do you make T-shirts in my size, as in Saint size?
Oh,
if you do, I would love to support you. I would love for you to send me a package. Maybe, just maybe, I could be wearing your T-shirt next week, but only if you support the type of people have the size that fit people like me, that that the kind that be on TV talking about it ain't no fun being fat. I'm wondering if you might be able to help me to support you. With all of that said, he says that we do. Awesome. He said I can see you. He said yes, we do. Okay, awesome. So Ashton, do me a favor, text me the link, because I want to go on there during today's show and to be able to make this happen. All right. Want to give a shout out to Antoinette Wiggins, who is hanging out with us.
Hey, that's my cousin.
who says that blessings to my cousin Burnett. Great job. You are doing a great job, and we are glad to have you. And Diamond Feet is using one of your words. She says, "Hey, beautiful."
Yes, beautiful.
Oh,
You got to match the words, cute and beautiful.
Yeah, I get it. I absolutely get it. Now, I tell you what. Now we're going to be talking about this during the whole show, and now I'm doing a horrible job in being able to make this happen. But let me see if I can find it while I'm talking about it. We are just 1 week away from our giveaway. Now we're doing a giveaway, and so if you have not had a chance to do what is necessary to enter into the giveaway, we are doing a Instagram based giveaway. And so I'm trying to find the photo. I should have had this up. So whoever is running this on the background might need to be fired. But let me tell you what we have in mind. Right. I know it's I know. I hear you speaking, Ashlyn. How you gonna fire yourself? Well, things happen. So let me pull something up. And what I want to be able to do is show you, not just tell you. This coming next Monday, a week from today, we will get a chance to do our giveaway, which is where we are giving away $100 for no reason. We're just going to be nice and give away $100. But there is something that you have to do. And all you have to do is simply follow us on Instagram, as well as be able to just do a couple of things. So I tell you what, I'm ready to share this. Let's get this on the screen. Let's see if we can make some things happen. And so what we're doing, there we go, Tole on them. We are giving away $100 next week. All you have to do is post this particular flyer, and you can find it on the Shop Talk page. You can find it on the Freedom Radio page. You can probably find it on my page, Davares and Ashley's page. All you have to do is download this particular flyer. Post it on your Instagram, tag a friend, 1, 2, 20, whatever you want to do, and simply use the hashtag follow FDR. Hashtag follow FDR. And just by doing those particular things, next Monday, we're going to put everybody who's done this, we're going to put everybody's name into a bag. And when we do, as a matter of fact, hold on.
Oh, and he left the building.
So we're going to put everybody's name into a bag, and we're not going to just put you into any kind of bag. We're going to put you into a real kind of bag, a bag like this. Hold on, a bag like this.
Come on, Freedom Radio bag.
Yes.
Come on, bag ministry.
Shining through.
Come through, bag ministry.
Yeah.
Bag lady. Hey, come on. You got the bag. It's in the bag. Come on. Oh. Come on, man.
Yeah. So all you have to do is put this particular flyer on your Instagram. Now follow Freedom Radio, of course. So post this flyer. Tag Freedom Radio, which is simple to do. Follow the Freedom Radio as well. And then simply use the hashtag follow FDR. Next Monday, we're putting all of those Instagram names into a bag, and we're going to shake it up.
We're going to press it down.
Up, shake it together, and it may run over, but we definitely going to oh, no, my fault.
Oh, no, wrong show. That's the wrong show. That's Tole Live. That's the Tole Live show. That's not Shop Talk. That's Tole Live. So I'm just going to wait for that one.
So let me show it to you one more time.
Hilarious.
Is simply post this flyer, follow Freedom Radio at Freedom Radio, tag a friend, whether again 1 to 20, doesn't matter how many you do, and then just simply use the hashtag follow FDR. You will be entered into next week's drawing, and somebody just for doing that is going to win $100 from us here at Freedom Radio, and it is just that simple. Now, obviously, I've posted it, but my name won't be in the hat. Obviously, I know Davares have posted it and Ashton has posted it, but no, neither one of them names won't be in the hat. But nonetheless, it is going to be an absolutely amazing time next week. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to get ready to take our first music break. When we come back from this particular music break, we're going to jump into birthdays and all those type of great things. Now, let's get ready to play some music from Ethology. We have not played Ethology in a while.
Oh,
And I know for a fact that I don't know if we've ever played this particular song from Ethology, but we will today. So Ashton, you'll be right back. And then Davares, yes, you'll be right back. Let's get ready to play some great music and make things happen. If y'all are ready, I am ready. Let's play this song. Y'all let me know what you think. And I'll be right back with more right after this.
Keep that
All right, y'all. That was Shadow Safety with Chris Haynes and Ethology featuring the incredible Lena Bird Miles. Listen, I don't know about y'all, but that song is absolutely incredible, and I am glad that we were able to play it. Funny thing is, Jacoree Proto, who's supposed to be, like right next to me somewhere over here, he's supposed to be right here next
But he
to me.
over there
He
commenting.
gonna comment.
Right.
He'll be putting comments about, oh, I never heard that song.
Oh my
Right.
God! You know why he's commenting for Bedside Baptist right now. Hey, let me just say that if you're listening on the Facebook Shop Talk page, I did post the picture of the No Quit T-shirt on the Shop Talk page. When did Facebook prevent us from posting pictures on Threads? Remember back in the day, and we used to be able to put our pictures, like take a selfie, put it in the comments.
Yep.
What happened, Facebook? I'm a little disappointed today, man. We like to share our faces with each other. Come on, get us out of shadow safety. Come on.
Yeah. Well, as you can see, Ashlyn did take a great picture.
You sure did.
Yeah, doing, and let me tell you something, Ash, you did that. That picture looks great. As a matter of fact, so if Mandel, if he or his company is on Instagram, I want to know, because I want to be able to post this on the Instagram page and feature his business and be able to tag him on that to let people know that, don't quit, and how you can get your particular T-shirts to be a part of what is going on. I think this is absolutely amazing. And again, great picture, Ash. You did that.
They are definitely on Instagram. It is PYP style. That's PYP as in pursue your passion. Go ahead and follow them on Instagram. And you'll see my picture is right there on their Instagram page. Look at that.
I don't see. So wait. So I got PYP _ style. Is that not
Nope.
it?
Just PYP style. No underscore, no dots, no dashes.
Okay, I see. I have followed. I see that they've already posted that picture. So I guess I am late to the game, but it's all to the good. I did just follow you from the Freedom Radio page, so you will definitely be hearing from us in the very near future. And again, if you haven't done so, we want you to be able to post that picture. I know I wish I could post it on the thread as well, but it doesn't let us do that anymore. And so anyway, shout out to Ashley Murray, who was hanging out with us, chimes in and says that she loves that shirt. And also mentioned that the fact that you got a glow, Ashley. Is there something that we need to know?
Maybe there's something that you need to know, but I can't announce it quite just yet. But stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. I should be able to announce it in maybe a week or so. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, cool. It's all to the good. Again, glad to have you hanging out with us, as well as you, Sister Greensboro. Davares hanging out with us out in Greensboro, North Carolina. Let's get ready to jump into some birthdays. And first of all, I want to thank everybody who is hanging out with us. We started today's show just a little bit early, an hour earlier today, because of some things that are going on that I have to participate in a little bit later. But nonetheless, let's get ready to shout out some people who are having a birthday. And since I'm already here, I will go first. Shout out to my cousin out in Fresno, California. Pastor Wayne Bynum turns 52 today. Happy birthday to my homegirl out in Richmond, Keisha Watson Hutcherson. Today is her, should be 49th birthday. Shout out to Charlene Griffin, my classmate. Today is her birthday. To the Bishop Broderick Huggins out in Lancaster. Today is his birthday. I think that's where he's at, Lancaster. Somewhere down to 101. Anyway, today's his birthday. Happy 67th birthday to Cindy Johnson. Happy birthday to Rosetta Rose. Dorvez Barnett. That's very close to Davares Burnett. Anyway, Dorvez Barnett turns 41 today. Halima Wanamaker has a birthday. James Patterson has a birthday. Good friend of mine, graphic designer Mike Pine in Hayward, California, is having a birthday today. Shout out to Ryan Williams, Nathan Humphreys, and last but not least, Pamela Powell Clinkscale. All are having birthdays today. Now, Davares, what birthdays might you have?
Well, I have Tez Langley Hankerson. Today's his birthday. And James Patterson birthday is today. And on yesterday, we had Shonda Hall birthday, Nakia Phelps, Chris Thacker Sr., Nate Clemens, and my best friend, Whitney Neal. She celebrated her birthday yesterday. She actually turned 32. I kind of vaguely remember those years. And also from Freedom Radio and from Davares, happy birthday to you.
Most definitely. And just before we throw it over to Ashlyn, want to give a shout out to John Calhoun, who was chimed in and tuning in today from Chicago, Illinois. Welcome to the show. Glad to have you hanging out.
Yes.
And hopefully you'll hang out with us for the duration. We've got so much to talk about. Ashlyn, the floor is yours. What birthdays might you have?
Shout out to John. That is my dear friend, my brother out in Chicago. Thank you for tuning in today, sir. It's so good to hear you, see you. Can't wait to catch up soon. All right, birthdays today. You know, I'm multitasking, so I got to look over here to the side. Woo! Today is Jamal King's birthday. If you don't know about Make Real Estate Real, I want you to go ahead and check them out. Check them out on all social media platforms. Happy birthday to you, Jamal. He is doing great things, teaching people how to invest with very, very little in the real estate game. Make Real Estate Real. He's also the 9 to 5 millionaire on Instagram. All right, who else do we have? Jamie Coventry, happy birthday. Beth Hooper, happy birthday, sis. Matt Silva, Rachel Watts, Cindy Johnson. Yesterday was Zena Franklin's birthday. Happy birthday to you, sis. Also, my brother, Carnell Harrell. Sir, I salute you. Happy birthday from yesterday. Now, celebrity birthdays. Carson Daly turns 47. I'm just mentioning him because he's the host of American Idol. That's all.
It's all good. It is all to the good. Shout out to... Oh, my fault. Go, carry on. My BAD. I had a cutoff spirit over here. My fault.
You did. It's okay. You trying to be like me today with the cutoff spirit. It's all good. It's all good. Today, I'm actually mentioning a few celebrity birthdays. Portia Williams.
Oh, Lord.
Portia Williams. Oh, we love us some Portia Williams. You know, she's the one that said, is this where the train came through?
Mm-hmm. The underground.
Talking about the Underground Railroad.
House Atlanta. Yeah.
Real Housewives of Atlanta. Oh, Portia, we love you. But she is a new mom. We are super excited for her. She turns 39 today. Pop singer Cyndi Lauper turns 67. I'm only mentioning her because, you know, girls just want to have fun.
Okay.
And last but not least, Meryl Streep turns 71. We love us some Meryl Streep.
Yes.
We just love her. Actress extraordinaire. Now that's it for me from celebrity birthdays. Tole, did you have something you wanted to say about birthdays, or may I do my thing?
No, do
Oh, great. So here's the thing. I love birthdays, and I want you to love birthdays too. So let me put it in perspective for you. The day that you were born was a day that God specifically created you and placed things in you for such a time as this. So if you are pursuing your passion, like we're talking about today, if you're in your PYP style, awesome. More power to you. If you're not, let me just tell you that all you need to do is water that seed. And what do? You got to get in the sunlight. I'm not talking about the SUN. I'm talking about the SON. Get in some sunlight and let that seed start germinating and growing. And I'm telling you, that purpose, that plan was designated for you, but it's to bless us. It's to bless us. And we need you. We need you more than ever. 2020 is an interesting year, and there are things in you on your birthday. I'm praying that germination spirit will take. Get up, Lazarus. Get up, Lazarus. It's your time. It's your birthday, and I want you to celebrate it, whether it's virtually or whatever, with friends or without. Just remember, this is the day that the Lord created you, and we're glad about it. From all of us here at Freedom Radio and Shop Talk, happy birthday.
Most definitely. That is good stuff, Ashlyn. Glad that you got a chance to share that in that manner. And I agree with you. There's definitely celebrate your birthday. 2020 has been some kind of a year, man. I just want to throw that out there. And, we're getting ready to embark upon July. And July, let me speak a word into you. July.
Let me
holler at you.
July, if you're listening.
When you come in next week, you better come in here and act like you got some sense. I'm just gonna throw that out there for free. You better
Act like you've been somewhere.
Right.
Act like you got some sense. So anyway, listen, we've got so much going on today. Let me tell you something. I'm actually looking for this video because a lot of things have been going on in the world. And one thing I want to mention, let me tell y'all something. A whole lot of things are still happening that we need to be paying attention to. And one of the things that we still need to be paying attention to is that the coronavirus is still real, people.
It's real.
Very real.
I know that people are protesting. I know we want to get back out in the streets, and I know we want to do all these things, but this whole corona thing is for real. And I mentioned it today because I don't know how many of you know, but I guess last week, D.L. Hewley went back trying to do live comedy, was on the stage, thought he was just dehydrated or whatever. You started kind of talking kind of crazy and fell out on the stage. Fell out on the stage. They had to rush him to the hospital. And when they did their normal test, and while they were testing him, they also tested him for coronavirus, and come to realize that he is actually positive. He was positive for coronavirus, and this thing is real. I was trying to look for the video. We had a thank you video that was out, and I haven't been able to find it yet, but I'm gonna find it. But before I do that, we have a break in. Let's bring on.
Oh Lord.
Let's get ready for the don't be tardy for the party.
Hey.
Oh,
wow.
My dude.
Lord is my shepherd.
I was on time, but I was like, I could get 30 more minutes in here, and I got that 30 minutes, and it took over.
It's stretched like taffy.
No.
Because you know how you be like, I want to be on time, so you be ahead of the game, and then it just.
She said no.
No.
And then I couldn't get my eyelids right.
I was up FaceTiming my brother. I FaceTimed you several times. Let me tell you.
My phone went so my phone wasn't plugged in.
Hilarious. Yeah. Well, I'm glad to be in the number. One more time. Hey, can we give a special shout out to Mrs. Kennedy? She says her parents will be celebrating 43 years of marriage on Thursday, June 25th. Clap it up for 43 years.
Yes.
Come on, 43 years.
Yes. Not legally, not separated in two different houses. And
that's right. Now, I don't want to pass by this corona thing, Dito, because I think it's a good conversation for us to have, even if we just take 5 minutes. Even if we just take 5 minutes to talk about this, because I got questions. Okay, I got questions. Here's what I know to be true, or what they are telling us. They said all along that there's a first wave and that we will most likely see a second wave in the fall, right? In the fall typically is flu season, but we're not even done with our first wave yet. People, I need you to just hear me for a second. We're not even done with our first wave. In fact, this weekend, that man that is occupying the White House right now, I think they call him Trump. Okay, Trump. I'm sorry, my vocabulary, it's early Jesus. He had a rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma over the weekend and warned everybody that if you come out to hear, you're running the risk of catching corona. And he had people sign a waiver saying that they weren't going to hold him responsible. Masks were not mandatory, although they were offered. Social distancing was not mandatory, and it certainly didn't look like anybody was practicing social distancing, except for maybe one couple up in the nosebleeds. But they were allowed to sit up there because there was nobody up there. So this is still in the first wave. Now, from June 18th until June 21st, they had an increase of somewhere about 15% of corona cases. So people, we're not even done with our first wave yet. So my question is, how do you all feel about gyms? I think the gym is opening here tomorrow. It might even be today. But how are we feeling about going out and breaking our social distancing guidelines now, even though this first wave, it doesn't seem to be finished. And in fact, it is still increasing.
Oh, you want us to say something?
Well, I'm asking you all, yes, because here's the real question. Here's the real question. are we less Christian?
Oh, right.
Are we less Christian if we say, I'm going to go out and not social distance? I don't need to wear a mask because I'm covered in the blood of Jesus. Does that make us less Christian? Does it make our faith? Do we have weak faith? Okay, talk to me.
I think you're awfully dumb. That's what I think. My thing is, at the end of the day, I also heard on the news that they're like closing 15, 24-hour fitnesses. That's saying enough right there. So do you think I'm going to the gym? No, I'll be walking these hills like I've been doing.
Right.
And we have to do things with wisdom. God give us wisdom. So
Right.
I don't think it has anything to do with our faith. I just, we have to, activate the wisdom that he gave us too. Just like I said, you got snakes, you're going to put your hand in there and let the snake bite you. No. Wisdom said just let the snake be and you walk the other way,
But then, that's good, girl.
Right, because and Mrs. Kennedy, I see you. She's sharing that she's canceling her gym membership. She can't go. And here's the thing. I talked to a couple that's super, health conscious. They're, they go to the gym all the time. They've actually committed to not going back to the gym until the first of the year.
Right.
They have made the commitment. They've made the commitment not to go back to the gym. And now these are like, she's a bodybuilder. They're like, these are like bodybuilders. They must go to the gym. They built a gym in their house, honey. They're like, we're not going back to the gym until the first of the year. So Diamond Fee says God gives Christians common sense and wisdom along with their faith. So does that mean, because here's how I say it, right? Yes, God is my protection. Yes, God has a hedge of protection. Yes, I pray over myself, my loved ones, my children, for God to keep us safe and protect us. And I believe that he will. However, I'm not going to step in front of an oncoming train and say, God will protect me.
Right.
Because that to me is dumb faith.
Agreed.
Well, that means that we need to teach. That means that the church needs to reteach this faith thing, because the thing is, I think we've gotten to a place to where we're very cliche-ish with our faith.
Yep.
To where we're just kind of throwing it out there on a whim. So, I mean, I think it's a great time for the church to pick up some things, teach some things, refocus, reactivate.
Yes.
Because the thing is, it's dumb. I mean, I get it. You saying, hey, I got to go to the store. I'm praying while I'm in the store. I don't want to catch anything, but I'm not just going to throw myself into harm's way.
Right.
Right. And so, I have maintained all along, and I have great faith. They talk about faith the size of a mustard seed. I have faith the size of a mountain. My faith has never, I've never lost faith in God. Never. I have
water walking faith. You really
have water waking. Yes, I am a whosoever. I have water.
Then people will trick you up in high places, leadership, and people gonna come at you and test that faith.
That sounds like manipulation.
And they may not even know what faith is. Mm-hmm. So that's when it becomes to get a little crazy, because
right,
you're gonna try to make me do something.
Exactly.
You okay with it?
Because it's kind of been, we start questioning each other, and I have felt a little questioned lately, because I fully believe that God at the end of March took my car away from me. Now, I've had this car 13 years, 300,000 miles. That car wasn't going nowhere. That car is a tank. Let me tell you, that car, it was no reason for that car to die. God took that car away from me because he knew that I was going to be on the highways and the byways running around for no reason. Yep. Going to all kinds of checking on people, doing drive-bys at the grocery store every day. I was going to be doing all that. And I truly believe that he took my car away from me so that I would sit down and protect myself. And as somebody who's gone through chemo and had, gone through that whole process only in the last 2 years, I just believed that I needed to protect myself during this coronavirus. And so I have sheltered in place since March. I have not set foot in the church since March. Right. And there's been some backlash. I've gotten some critique but
then you're dealing with a lot of
people. Where's my faith?
Haven't been through a storm or situation like you have.
Right.
It's kind of hard when you've never been diagnosed with something that can actually take you out. Your faith ain't been challenged for real.
No.
When death ain't hit close enough to you, and you just been going to funerals and singing, because I had been just going to funerals and singing.
Right.
Your faith really hasn't been tested until it's close enough, and it's you.
Right.
That's good. That's good.
Yep.
That's
Then it's
good.
a whole different program.
That's
But
good.
why do we shame each other in that perspective?
Ooh.
Like, because my faith, it, like you said, we all go through different things. We all have our different, challenges and situations. I'm not going to challenge, Ashley and say, oh, well, you don't have, the faith that you should have. No, your story ain't my story either. The mere fact that you're saved and you're a Christian and we're all children of God is good enough.
That's good.
So
That's good.
and let God take this opportunity that everybody's in and let him be able to breed it in us, because we all different anyway.
Come on, different.
But I'm
Right.
not going to shame you. And that's another problem we have in the church as a whole. We shaming people because of the decisions that we made, that you don't know my conversation and relationship with God.
That's right.
So if I
That's
don't
right.
live it the way you live it, I'm
That's
not going to
good.
sit up there and say that you don't have a relationship with God. I just don't do what you do. But we're all children of God. So, we
Well,
need to stop.
Well, let me take it a step further, and then Dito, I want to get you in this conversation as well. Let me take it a step further. If a pastor says, now we've seen some pastors that have held church services and members have gotten sick because they have not followed. I think they even arrested a pastor in Florida that went ahead and broke the quarantine guidelines set forth by the city or the state. But if you are under the leadership or direction of a pastor, do you then follow everything that the pastor tells you to do? If the pastor says, we walk by faith, not by sight, this corona can't hold us down, do you then not wear a mask, not shelter in place? Do you go to, do you like how, what is the protocol if your pastor is telling you corona shmona?
Right.
Ain't real.
Right.
Check
You
your
got
membership.
covered, we're covered by the blood, and we don't need to worry about what they're saying about corona. What do you do as a Christian
Check
if you're
your
under a
membership.
pastor that is giving you this sort of direction?
So let me tell you what I do. So there's a few, because what you just said, Ashlyn, gives me a lot of talking points and a lot of things to extract and to be able to share. So first thing is, even though I am under a pastor, I am under a great visionary leader in the Bishop J.W. Macklin, incredible pastor. However, aside from what he says to the whole church, that's great. I follow him as best as I can. However, I am the priest of my own household.
Come on, priest.
And me being the priest of my household means that we're going to do what is safe and what is best for us. My wife, who is, who has diabetes and some other things going on in her body, some challenges that she has going on, it wouldn't be smart
Right.
for me to send her out to do this and this and that, because she's easily susceptible to getting coronavirus and all this type of stuff. So aside from me being the priest of my household, here's another thing that you need to realize. Just because it's lawful does not mean that it's expedient. Which means is that even though it might be the right thing to do, it might not be the right time to do it. So therefore, again, our church has not opened yet. And although we haven't, the pastor is there and having service, and I've gone a few times to give him some musical accompaniment to make it still feel churchy in the house. But I've gone with a mask. There's only been me and him and maybe two other people in the entire church. And those of you know how big Glad Tidings is huge.
Right.
But it's only been about 4, maybe 5 of us in the church in total. So even though we're not having those type of services, we have to be safe. The Lord blessed us to have doctors. He didn't give us these doctors just for us to throw them to the side and just say we believe God. Now, we do believe God, but I do believe in God that he gave us doctors with the wisdom to be able to diagnose what is going on and then be able to prescribe what is needed for us to be safe and for those who have gotten sick, for us to get better. So, woe unto that pastor that is trying to make someone feel bad for them not being able to come to church because you're having church. Woe unto you, sir. Woe unto you, ma'am, because your job as the under shepherd of that church is to watch out for the flock, to protect the sheep. And to protect them means that if they can't come to church, they can step your game up.
Right.
You have a place, if this whole thing is about being able to give, then step your game up. Get you a Giveify, get you a Cash App, do things that will yet allow people to be able to give effectively and support your ministry. I'm off my Tole rant. My fault.
That's good. That's good, Tole, because we're taught, or I should say I have been taught that you should believe what the pastor believes, right? So if the pastor that you are under says we're going back to church, and business as usual, then that kind of, that tugs on me a certain kind of way, because I've always been taught, not that my pastor's saying that, that's happening. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that when I see pastors that are like that, that it makes me uncomfortable, because I feel like I'm under the leadership of this pastor. So I should believe what the pastor believes. And if the pastor is saying it's safe to go back to church, then I believe my pastor has heard from God. God has told him it's okay to go back to church. But when I see the numbers going up and there are 120,000 families that have had to bury loved ones, or have had to watch them through a plastic screen or a pane of glass, watch them perish, then I say Corona is real. It is real. God is bigger than Corona. I'm absolutely not saying we are not defeated by Corona, but I'm just saying use your God-given sense.
Right.
Yeah.
He has anointed people to be expert in this field. I am no scientist.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I looked at a petri dish, but I'm telling you, God has anointed these people. Dr. Fauci, who is over, the disease control in the United States, is amazing. He's been giving us wisdom and wisdom and wisdom. And even if, Trump, Trump,
I'm saying sorry about the truth.
Doesn't, even if he doesn't follow the guidelines,
Go ahead.
I really feel like I'm led in my spirit to continue the shelter in place. Let me just put that out there. I am led in my spirit to continue the shelter in place. And let me tell you, I'm getting large, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. I'm getting large, not being able to go to the gym. I'm desperate for a treadmill. Hear my plea, Lord Jesus, Father God. I am desperate for a treadmill, but I'm not going to be going back to the gym.
Well, wisdom is a gift from God.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't who was it in the Bible? Was it Samson asked for wisdom? Well, somebody. Anyway, they asked for wisdom, and he gave it. So we have not because we ask not.
Well,
even if the pastor said that, we can also go to our Father and ask God, what is your will for me and my family to do?
Exactly.
And what do you need for us to do so we can follow your protocol? I think that's where a lot of us mess up too, because we get so locked on the pedestal that we put up. And then all of a sudden we forget who's the head, and we make him as the jester or the,
That's right.
God is not that.
That's right. Tole, did you have the video? Did you have the D.L. Hughley video to share by any chance?
I did find it. And as I get ready to play, I like the way you're thinking, Ashley. So let me just say this. I want to tell you, everybody, this. God has given us all these great senses. He's given us touch. He's given us sight. He's given us smell. He's given us taste. He also gave us another sense, common. Common.
Don't be dumb.
And be afraid to use that extra sense of common.
Saying no, just period.
Yeah.
No.
What works for everybody else may not always work for you. So when pastors have to talk in many cases generally to a whole congregation, So here's a perfect example, and then we'll play the video after. I'll play it just for you. So when people are raising offerings, let's just use it as an example. And he says, I want everybody to give $100. Well, if I don't have $100 to give, then he's not talking to me. Common sense says he's not talking to me.
And I'm not pulling for no bill to do it either.
How about that? So I tell you what, you're right. So here's what we're going to do. Let me see if I can get this video up here. And now he did use a bad word once. So hopefully y'all are not so deep that you can't.
How bad of a bad word? How bad of a bad word?
It was a soft bad word.
Yeah. Not that bad of a bad word. But
okay.
It's something I've heard some of y'all say before. So don't, it ain't. Let's see if I can get this to play, and let's make this happen. Let's see. And of course,
we want everyone to do. Count.
Lord help us, Jesus, Father.
You haven't had.
I stretch.
All the dinners you didn't share with.
Oh, Father, I stretch. Oh, I stretch my hands to thee. This is not a sponsor, Jesus. Forgive us, Lord. This is not a sponsor. We are not sponsoring. Oh, Father God, hear us. Hear our cry, Lord. Oh, Jesus, Father. Oh, Lord, we bless you. Oh, we bless you, Lord, in the name of Jesus.
Actor and former CNN host D.L. Hughley is recovering. He collapsed during a show in Nashville Friday night. Now, he was in the middle of a performance when he seemed to start stumbling over words, and then he fell over. Watch.
I got you.
He didn't have him.
Obviously frightening for everybody there and his team and him. Hughley said he was suffering from extreme exhaustion and dehydration due to work and travel. He was discharged from the hospital, and Hughley went on to Instagram to share that he also tested positive for coronavirus and is asymptomatic.
I didn't have difficulty breathing. I didn't have a cough. I didn't have a low-grade fever. I still don't have a fever. I didn't have a loss of smell or taste. Apparently, I just lost consciousness. So, in addition to all the other stuff you have to look out for, if your ass pass out in the middle of the show on stage, you probably need to get tested.
Yeah.
What an outro.
Yeah. So I'm just saying. Now, again, forgive you watching, and if you were offended by that one little word, that
it's a word in the Bible. It's a reference in the Bible.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, I get it. So again, he's asymptomatic, just like my son was. Remember, a few weeks ago, I mentioned that DJ had tested positive. He was also asymptomatic, no temperature,
asymptomatic.
Him too. So so he had no particular signs that showed that he was sick at all. But nonetheless, what is it, Ashlyn?
Symptomatic.
It's his first cousin to asymptomatic. Anyway, he didn't show any signs, and so he had lost. However, he had lost his taste, he had lost his sense of smell, and then that was the sign that he had. And again, he never got sick. He never had any type of fever, or anything like that. But yet he was tested positive and had to quarantine in his room for 14 days. So right. It's what it is. So we got to do what we got to do to what works for everybody else may not work for us. So as Ashlyn mentioned, you have to be able to look out for yourself and make the best decisions for yourself. Funny thing was, I mentioned common sense, and Stacy Tucker chimes in. She says, "But common sense isn't so common."
It's not so common.
That is so true.
And what's really such a good point here, and Jacoree, I see your hand. What's such a good point here is that he was asymptomatic. What does that mean? That means that he was not showing symptoms or signs outwardly. So he was operating as if he was not infected because he didn't think he was. Now, here's the challenging part.
Uh-oh, come on, challenge.
Mm-hmm.
It is possible that he infected all the people that were sitting in that show.
Right.
It's possible that he infected all of his staff. It's possible that whoever was in the backstage area, they've all been exposed So let's just keep it real. Everybody's been exposed.
Yeah.
Now, whether they catch it, have it, and develop symptoms because of it, or not develop symptoms. This is what we really need to understand about this particular virus.
Yeah.
The flu. This is not the flu.
No, it's not.
This is not the common flu. The common flu, it has like a gestation period of like 7 days, and if you expose other people, then they might show symptoms, and then you start showing symptoms. It runs its course.
Mm-hmm.
Corona is very, very different. It's genetically. I don't even want to say genetically modified. It's a virus that was created.
Yeah.
To be hidden to cause significant damage.
Yeah.
It is damaging our respiratory system, right?
Yeah.
So even if you don't have symptoms, the masks and the shelter in place and the quarantine and the social distancing is to protect other people.
Yep.
I've also seen studies said that people with type O blood are 50% less likely to have symptoms of coronavirus. Doesn't mean that we're not going to catch it,
right?
But we're 50% less likely. But people with type A are much higher likely. It's more likely that they're going to show symptoms. So this is about protecting yourself, but it's really about protecting others. And I know for a fact, if DL knew that he was infected, that he was carrying corona, he would never have done a show. That brother is woke. He is way too socially conscious and way too woke to have exposed all those people to it. So our prayers are with him. Amen. Our prayers are with all the people. And I hope that this is an opportunity for him to now educate some people more than what he just said on his Instagram, that he takes to the stage in his Instagram and educates people about this, and maybe it will start getting through to people, in a different way. Maybe it'll hit different.
Yeah, right. Most definitely. I'm with you. Now, I want to just make reference as we're getting ready to go to our next music break. Definitely thoughts and prayers are with DL, and all of those that are still being affected by it, as well as the families that are still losing loved ones to this particular virus. Our thoughts and prayers are with you. Thinking and mentioning thoughts and prayers not related to coronavirus, but I just want to mention there has been many times that on this particular show where I have made reference to the fact that my auntie, my father's baby sister, I've made reference to it so many times that she was listening and watching us from her home in Hayward, California. Well, the Lord has decided to bring her home, and she has closed her eyes and is going on to be with the Lord. My aunt Dorothy Tole Babbitt. I want to just make reference and make mention of her today, that she has closed her eyes and going on to be with the Lord. A member of my church, Glad Tidings, there in Hayward, California. Our prayers are with my immediate family. When I leave today, I will be going to work with my first cousins to prepare for the services for my aunt. And again, this whole coronavirus has changed everything. Even with us trying to prepare for a celebration of life, we have to be very strategic. We can only have a certain amount of people there. Even when we go to the burial, again, only a certain amount of people's there. There's certain criteria that we have to abide by, but certainly we are praying for the toll-free family, of which I'm a part of. And I know that even through this, God is going to get the glory, and he will pull us through. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to get ready to take our next music break. When we come back, I'm going to have a Davares Petty Boots moment and make some things happen. So we will get Jacoree, you was late, so we'll be right back with you. Ashlyn, hold on a second. Davares, I'll holler. Listen, we're going to take this quick music break. When we come back, we want to be able to do some things with help a brother out. And I need y'all's help. I'm going to be kind of petty. I'm letting y'all know in advance. Hopefully y'all not so deep to where y'all get offended by this. But I just need to know, what would you do? What would y'all do? Listen, let's take this music break. Some great music that we played last week that Jacoree particularly liked. And when we come back, we will have even more. Keep it locked right here to your favorite network. You know what it is. It is freedomradio.com. Let's go.
When I think about my all the things that I've endured. I can see God's hands upon me. The best is yet to come. The best is yet to come.
He made a way
Out of the way. He opened doors
for me.
through danger scenes. And I'm saying yes.
The best is yet to come.
I know the best
The best is yet to come.
at
At times
times.
we may not see it, and at times we may not believe it. All the things
God has in store for us, yeah.
the best days are way ahead.
And the worst
The worst days are
days
far
are
behind.
behind. The best is yet to come. I believe it and I receive it.
I believe
Yes, I do.
I receive
Oh, Lord. What God has spoken, every word, yeah, it will come to pass. Oh, it's yours and it's mine. What He said, He will perform it, and it's mine. Yes, it is. Oh, the best is yet to come. Just keep pressing on. Just keep moving on. Oh, the best, yes, the best. Oh, everything that you need and everything that you want. Oh, it's coming. The best is coming. Yes, it is. Eyes haven't seen, no ears have heard. Oh, what God has prepared for you. Don't you worry, no. Isaiah 30 and 18. Therefore, with the Lord waits, that He may be gracious unto you. Therefore, He will be exalted. If you just wait on the Lord. Just lift up your head, all ye gates, and be ye lifted up the everlasting doors. I'm the King of glory. Shall come in. Don't you give up. All you gotta do is wait. Wait on the Lord. Oh, the best. Yes, it is. Your baby's sick in your body, and the doctor says that it's over. But it's not over till God said it's over. All you gotta do is believe that it's here right now. Be strong in your mind. Just keep on dreaming. God will give you the desires of your heart if you just hold on. Yes, it is.
Lord have mercy. That was Destiny Jennings with the song called The Best Is Yet to Come. Listen, she was cutting up on that song. I played that for you, Jacoree.
That's Kim Burrell's sister.
Right. She has a lot of Kim Burrell tone in her voice. I mean, it's all up in her chest, up in her upper reach.
She
Man.
make you want to run. My goodness, I was in here practicing.
All right, what did you come in? What did you come up with?
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna listen to it one more time.
He said, "I'm gonna wait."
I feel you. Listen, I want to welcome everybody back to the show. Want to give some shout outs to some people who have joined in. My cousin, Derek Murphy out in Texarkana is hanging out with us. I think I mentioned Diamond Fee a little bit earlier. My homegirl and my neighbor, Gloria Forbes Walters, is hanging out with us. What's going on, Gloria? Glad to have Tremaine Moore, the twins. Not sure which one is tuned in. One of them. is hanging out with us from Peace Gospel Choir. Glad to have you hanging out with us as well. Antoinette Wiggins, want to give you a shout out as well. People hitting us up from everywhere. If I didn't mention Cheryl Reed a little bit earlier, hey, shout out to you as well. Cynthia Cook. I'm just going up and down the thread and seeing people who are tuned in and chimed in with us, and we are glad to have you. Now, before we go to the one has to go, oh, not actually one has to go, help a brother out, because I want to be messy boots real quick. For those of you who are hanging out with us, if you haven't done so as of yet, we want you to enter in to potentially win $100. Again, all you have to do, this flyer is all over social media. All you have to do is post this flyer to Instagram. This is specifically for Instagram. I want you to be able to follow Freedom Radio at Freedom Radio. You tag a friend when you post the flyer, and all you have to do is use the hashtag follow FDR. We'll be able to see everyone who has done that. Make sure you spell it right. I've had a couple people misspell it. Follow, FOLLOW, FDR. Post this on your Instagram. Follow Freedom Radio, and then use the hashtag follow FDR, and you will be entered in to win $100. Next week, we are going to give away $100 live on the air just for you following the super simple instructions. Now, many of you are already on Instagram, and I see you on Instagram all the time. Why don't you take a moment, pull this flyer up, post it on your Instagram, and be able to enter yourself in for a chance to win $100. I mean, hey, a lot of people, $100 for a lot of people is like a whole lot of money right now, and we want to be able to get
for me.
Yeah, for a lot of people. And I want to be able to give that to you from Freedom Radio or on behalf of Freedom Radio and make that happen. Before we go any further, I just want to take a moment, even live here on the air. I did it yesterday, of course, but my family, yesterday was Father's Day. My family spared no pain in making sure that I had an incredible day. So I want to shout out Allegra Toll-Free and Demetrius Jr., Alea, and Ariana, as well as baby Bailey, for making my day absolutely amazing. Allegra spared no pain. I mean, she went shopping for me and bought me some very expensive Louis Vuitton cologne.
Ooh,
Come on.
Yeah. So and then she gave me a card. Shockingly enough, now this is what blew me away. She gave me a card. Opened the card. It was a beautiful card. I mean, absolutely amazing card. Opened it up.
Had flowers in it?
Huh?
Did it have flowers in it?
Oh,
it did not have flowers, but it did have something that I could fan myself with.
Oh, that's flowers.
Come on, money. Come on, money. Cash money.
Yeah.
Come on, $100 bills.
10 of them. Yeah.
Ooh,
I know. Ooh, yes, sir.
Jesus paid it all.
Yes, he did.
Yes.
Oh, yes, Lord.
And so I just want to take this moment just to tell her thank you. She didn't have to do it, but she spared no pain. My children spared no pain. She cooked for me, barbecued for us.
Oh,
I mean,
crab. I'm sure crab.
We didn't have crab. She had
Oh.
I've never had barbecue crab, but no, she barbecued.
Oh, I didn't. Okay, gotcha.
And we had absolutely amazing time. And so I just want to take this moment just to say here live on the air, thank you to my wife and to my children and granddaughter for making my day very special.
You know, that's beautiful, Dito. And let me just say that when a woman gives a man cologne, it's not really for you.
Right.
It's for her. So I just need you to know.
Preach.
When a woman gives you cologne, men, please wear it. It's for us.
Yes.
It is for us. It is for our sensing pleasure. Yes, it is.
Yes.
So
Preach.
That's a wonderful thing. When a woman gives a man cologne, it means she really wants to be close to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it does.
Just to be
yes.
close to you. Thank you.
And
Come on.
the sweet nothings in your ear while she's smelling it on your neck. Lord
Trust me.
Oh, my Lord.
So it smells great. It smells absolutely amazing, and I have no problem wearing it for her at any time because it is just that good. Listen, I want to jump into today's help a brother out, and in doing so,
I'm scared.
I'm definitely being messy boots. I'm being petty boots.
Lord, my pinky's up.
All right, she has to take a sip. Listen, today I want to get ready to do today's help a brother out. And I keep pausing because I know I'm being messy. So here's what I want to do. I'm going to put it up on the screen. Many of us have seen something like this, and I just need to know, what would y'all do?
Ooh, that was nice.
That was.
So, what would you do if you ran across a situation?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh no, Dito. No.
Hey, Jesus.
No.
I'm going live.
So if you're in Walmart, as this says, and you happen to see something like this happening in your local Ashley's like, oh.
Dito, was his donkey out? Is that
Yes,
is his donkey out?
Yes, a portion of it.
So
this is why are we circulating this? Why?
I know. I knew I was being messy when I pulled it up, but I knew. I knew.
No.
What would I do?
No.
I would go live.
Oh wow! Now,
No, that's horrible. That's horrible.
I would do all three.
Oh Lord,
that's just it.
Okay, so here's the thing. So you see somebody in the shop, in one of these rolling shopping carts in
Jermaine, we can't laugh at this. Jermaine, I'm calling you out. Are you serious?
I haven't had a chance. So
Jermaine.
Okay. So
this person in this cart knew that they couldn't reach whatever they was reaching for.
Oh God.
Oh Lord. So we got people starting to chime in. Jermaine says B, then A.
Why?
Mrs. Kennedy, she says B. Wow. Gloria, my neighbor, says A, then B, while it's happening. While it's happening. So let me put it on here one more time. So it happens in your local Walmart. And would you do A, laugh? Would you do B, as in offer your help? Or C, would you keep shopping?
I can imagine the sound effects. Oh Lord, I'm sorry.
You talking about the crunch, crash, crash?
Yes.
Trying to get some soda. Lord have mercy.
You don't need to be drinking soda, no way. This is where I would start.
That part.
Well, first of all, this is what I would start. Sir, ma'am. Sir, ma'am.
Okay. Are you okay? Are your feelings hurt?
Sir or ma'am? Is it sir?
Or ma'am.
Is it sir or ma'am? Sir, ma'am.
Yeah.
Sir, ma'am.
Sure.
Ma'am, sir.
Whoo! Friend. That's what I would say. Friends. Let's come on. We have to get assistance though, because I don't know that I could do it all by myself.
Yourself. No, you cannot. And let me tell you.
But I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. Evangelist Cole will show up, and Evangelist Cole will be like, "The Lord told me to tell you that the reason that you fell short today is because you don't need to be putting that soda in your body. The Lord spoke to me, and apparently He's speaking to you too, because He came over and He turned over the tables. Yes, He did. He didn't like what He see. Jesus said, "Oh no, not so, not today."
What if He said, "But I'm getting it for my mama. It's not for me. I'm getting it for my mama." What if He said that?
Is that what they talk like?
Yeah.
So in me being messy boots, I agree. It's my fault. I'm being messy boots and petty boots. But Stacy is being even more petty boots, because she didn't say that she would do A, B, or C. She simply says that she would say aloud that we have a mess on aisle 6.
Oh, almost bestie. Almost bestie.
Yeah, that is pretty funny.
Well, the funny thing is, he's going to hit the floor. There's no way.
There's no avoiding it. There is no avoiding it. That the way that has flipped over, the way that is starting to show up.
Please pull it up again. Yeah, Lord.
This is terrible.
The way he's falling over, where they're falling over, there is no terrible chair up, and then they don't fall. They're going to fall. They're going to hit the floor. Being on the floor is evident. It's in their future.
This is terrible. Let me say shout out to Tremaine. I thought it was Jermaine, but it's Tremaine. Okay. Good morning to you, sir. Yes, we would help, and then maybe chuckle after. I just, there's no laugh in my spirit for this. I'm sorry. Maybe
you was laughing early. What are you talking about?
Because I was laughing at myself. I was laughing at myself, but if I was in the moment in the grocery store looking at this happening, I would go into prayer. Lord,
I'm gonna laugh first.
I would be laughing.
I'm gonna laugh first. I'm gonna be
I would
honest.
come and get you. I'd be like, Ash, look.
So this reminds me of a story. This actually happened to me. So my mom was in a car, and we saw this dude in a thing like this, but he was stuck in the mud. He was about that size. This is way before Corona. And he kept spinning and spinning and spinning. And I knew he was getting to the bus stop. So I parked my car and I go and help him. My mama, she uses some colorful words. She's like, what the smack are you doing? We eventually got him out because he kept, I put him in reverse. He put in reverse and I pushed him out and stuff. We finally got him out. But that was a situation right there because I felt for him. I didn't laugh there. I'm going to be honest, I would have laughed at the grocery store one. Not that one, but it was real. And it was really hard to get him out of the mud. But we got him out just in time for that bus to come and get him.
You know what? I can't.
And he said, I want to thank you. He said, because I've been here already for 45 minutes just trying to get out.
What?
Good Lord.
You were being a good Samaritan, and the Lord is going to definitely bless you for
But
your.
in that situation, the grocery store, I don't know. I would have laughed. I'm gonna be honest. Just the scenery part of it was. I'm sorry.
I'm sure I would chuckle. I would definitely try to help.
I would help.
I'm kind of funny on touching people that I don't know. So I'm kind of funny, kind of bougie like that. But I would at least pull the chair. I'd at least pull the scooter up.
No, I'm telling you, it's going to take 16 people to help rectify that situation because
he don't have strength already, so he can't push his stuff up.
It's called gravity. It's called momentum. It's also called lack of clothing. So there's not enough clothing to cover the inner layers of.
Did you say she?
Him, her. And so that would be difficult because I'm not touching nobody's skin. Let's just keep it 100. Okay. I'm not touching nobody's midsection skin. I don't care if you're 90 pounds or 900 pounds. That's not going to happen. So we're going to need a cleanup on aisle 6. Yes.
Yeah, but then let me tell you, the hardship is I've worked in the store for 13 years, so I've seen worse than this. What do you do when you are the manager and they calling you to come to this?
They will.
Okay. So if you're the manager and they're calling you for this, man, listen, this is where you use your delegation spirit and your delegation skills. It's like, okay, we got somebody on. Okay, cool, no worries. I'll tell you, I'm on it. Yeah. All of y'all. Yeah.
Get a pallet jack.
Wow. Because then you're gonna hear the beep,
there you go.
beep, beep.
I think that's wisdom.
Beep.
Yeah. I'm definitely delegating that. Well, I tell you what, while you guys are in this vein, why don't we jump straight into, before I do it, actually, you're trying to tell me something. I saw your hand.
I was just going to say, ultimately, this is a human being. Okay. So we can laugh at the circumstance and we can laugh about it, but this is a human being. And my heart goes out to them because I imagine the shame. That just gives me chills all over my body. The shame attached to this circumstance. This is obviously somebody who's having a hard time, a rough time in life. I don't know if it's, obviously there's some health issues. If you're not standing on your own 2 feet and legs, there's some challenges. Okay. So they're on the cart, and so I just think about that. So I would hope they will know we are Christians by our love. Mm-hmm. They will know we are Christians by our love. So when you see an opportunity like this to show love, I would just hope that we all would love on this person to the best of our ability.
Yep.
Because that's how they're going to know we're Christians. That's the only way, the differential. Okay. Because you're gonna get non-Christians coming over there like, oh my God, let me help. Oh my God. Okay, so we need to be differentially
saved
different.
by the mask. They ain't gonna be able to see your face.
So here's my thing. And as you can see, Stacey is she's on one today. She says should have been shamed for reaching for that soda.
You know what?
I get it, but how many times though have we been to the grocery store and we've seen people get that scooter that don't really need that scooter? They just want to be lazy and ride around in it. I'm not saying that that's what happened with this person, but how many times have we seen that happen? I've seen it happen tons of times where people who don't need the scooter have gotten in it. Maybe, just maybe, this could be karma of they could have been walking around instead of riding around. And instead of reaching for that soda, you could have got up and got the soda. I mean, who knows? But
you should have been in the lettuce aisle grabbing you some cucumbers. But let me shout out John Calhoun because he's a firefighter in the Chicago area. And he says, okay, being a firefighter, I would help immediately. Why you got to put the but though in there?
Then you needed to put the ... right behind it. But
why you got to put the... why you got to put the... butt in there.
Shout out to the young homie Darius Henson out in he's in Oakland, I think, but formerly of Vallejo, I believe. My dude is hanging out with us, and he said, "Child, I'm gonna holler. I'll check after I finish laughing." And he said, "Sorry, not sorry." I get it.
John put a butt in there. We already had enough butt.
Yeah,
in this story. We had enough butt in this story.
Hilarious.
There's a crack on the soda, Al.
Come on now. It is. Good one, Jacoree. Oh, Lord.
I tell you what, let's keep going. Let's keep this thing going. No music break. Let's jump into today's One Has to Go. And let's just take a look and see what we got. One Has to Go is based around different types of beans that we eat. We have.
Why they all look nasty though?
Right.
Every single one of them.
All of them look like somebody's
super
extra
nasty.
Yesterday, like
Just
from their stomach. Ooh. That's not good. That overcooked.
Come on.
Nasty.
Well,
then you're gonna put some meat in there.
Yeah, most definitely. It goes with it. One has to go. So we have northern white beans. We have lima beans.
God. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Can we go back to looking at the guy falling over?
There's a crack on aisle 6.
I'd rather look at that than these nasty looking beans.
Yeah, them beans nasty. They nasty.
So northern white beans, lima beans, pinto beans, or black-eyed peas. One has to go.
Ooh, come on, Skippy Paps. Skippy Paps.
God. Them black eyes look wicked.
All of them nasty looking. They all overcooked. They done. They've been cooking, stewing for like 5 days.
And don't bring me no lima beans. You could take them back to the stove.
Okay.
I like a good lima there.
Now, I mean, aside from the picture, the way the picture was put together, of all of them, now I eat black-eyed peas, unfortunately, and I eat pinto beans. I'm not a fan of northern white. I eat them if I have to. And lima beans, that's just.
I love.
If I had to pick one, lima beans would be the one that would have to go for me if I just had to pick one. I do eat black-eyed peas though, usually on New Year's Day when that's done. But yeah, so. Lima would be my overall pick. So, Davares, what's your pick?
Definitely them nasty northern whites. What is that? Now, let me tell you, in the South, you can do a nice lima bean. It's like a butter, the butter beans. It's some type of good. But the northern whites, you can go back to wherever you came from, because you won't enter to this temple at all.
I hear you. I hear you. We got people chiming in. And funny thing is, Diamond Fee, she says lima beans, yuck.
Yeah.
Tremaine says all of the above. Cheryl Reed says all overcooked.
Yeah, they are. Thank you. She know how to cook.
Trust me, she does know how to cook. She says if one had to go, it would though be lima. Denisha Sexton Dew chimes in, and she also says lima beans would have to go. Stacey Williams says all of the ones shown because they all look gross, but if she had to pick one, lima beans must go. Darius Henson also chimes in and says lima beans can go.
Lima ain't getting no love.
No.
Jay Harris, my neighbor, chimes in also and says lima beans would have to go. Stacey Williams says, again, lima beans are gross. I absolutely get it. Cynthia Cook says, what are northern white beans?
Right.
I would assume that they're beans that are from the north.
And white.
Well, look, if I may jump in here, it's not a good time to be white right now. It's not really a good time to be white. So white beans are actually really good. They're actually really good. But here's the thing: lima beans and butter beans and lima beans are different.
They
sis.
are.
Yeah.
They are.
But lima beans they have a texture that is like dry. It's almost like when you cook them, it's so weird. They have the inside of the bean, it's like dry. It
crumbles.
It crumbles. It's like mixed, it's like eating cookie dough before you put the eggs and milk in it. It's just something weird about a lima bean. It's nasty to the T. Now, white beans are more like a pinto bean texture, right? Which is more firm and like it's more solid. They don't break up like lima beans do. So northern beans, and especially if you season them good, those. So for me, I 100% agree. Lima beans have to go, but it's not a good time to be white right now.
You're not supposed to eat lima by itself. You got to put it with a corn or something else. Like,
but it don't matter. It don't matter. You take that bite of that lima bean. That lima bean gets to your mouth, and it's like, ugh.
I love it. I can have a bowl of it all day.
Well,
so I'll take your bowl. I got you. I will snatch it up.
You can have all the lima beans.
So Jacoree, we didn't ask you yet which one for you would have to go.
Oh, the lima beans got to go. You know how you get those frozen vegetables and it has those like 5 or 6 of those in the bag?
You throw them away.
Gross.
Yep, me too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Now I'm looking up at the clock and we are rolling. We are actually moving. I didn't know how far into the show we were. So let me ask you, Ashton, we're getting ready for Ash.
I'm ready.
You want to go with it right now? Or do you want a music break?
Ready. She ready. No, let's go. She ready.
I'm ready for you to stop.
We are about.
No, this is good. This is good because it's so interesting because this ties into what we were talking about earlier. So I'm excited about this. I'm sorry, Tole, if you wanted to introduce it, I'm sorry.
No. Let me just tell you, before we jump into today's Ask Shop Talk, I want to let you know that the thoughts and opinions of Ask Shop Talk are not necessarily the thoughts and opinions of freedomradio.com. Now, for many of you, this may be your first time watching or listening to Shop Talk. Ask Shop Talk is something similar to, Dear Abby kind of stuff, but we put our own spin on it. So I need everybody to definitely be interactive with this. And actually, I have it ready to put on the screen for you. So let's get ready to do this. Normally Sabrina does this, but Sabrina's back at work. So when Sabrina's not here, it defaults to Ashlyn, and Ashlyn, ooh-wee, you play too much. Let's bring it up on the screen. And Ashlyn, the virtual floor is now yours.
All right. This week's Ask Shop Talk comes to us from a listener, and it goes like this. At the beginning of the year, my fiance and I were happy and excited about our upcoming wedding. When coronavirus hit, we agreed that it would be best to social distance in our own homes, not only for health reasons, but because we are saving ourselves for marriage and didn't think it was a good idea for us to cohabitate until after the wedding. A couple weeks ago, he asked me to come over to watch a movie, and I said no because of the risks. He got mad at me and said I was overreacting. Then he posted a picture with 3 of our friends, including my best friend, sitting on his couch talking about #movie night. Am I wrong for not going? I don't want to lose him, but I don't want to be with someone who is going to put me and others at risk. What do I do?
What do I do with these feelings.
Ooh.
And if that doesn't work, what do you do?
Come on.
When you're done? Okay. Anyway, so Ashlyn, girl, you play way too much.
Oh my.
So we have it on the screen. Do you want to give us a recap in your mind?
Absolutely. So this comes to us from one of our female listeners, and she says at the beginning of 2020, she and her fiance were excited. They're planning their wedding, and then coronavirus hits. And so they agreed, instead of some people, because I've seen some people shelter in place together, but they decided that because they're saved and they're getting ready to get married, that they were going to they didn't want to cohabitate. They were going to wait, and they're going to shelter in place in their own homes. So I'm assuming that he got a little bit of cabin fever, and he was like, man, bump this, come over and let's watch a movie. She said no, because of the risks. Okay. So then next thing, she sees him posting on social media pictures with him and their friends, including her best friend, which I'm assuming is a girl, sitting on their couch talking about hashtag movie night. So she wants to know, is she wrong for not going first? And then she says, I don't want to lose him, but I don't want to be with someone who's going to put me and other people at risk. So what should she do?
Wow.
My.
Just as we are looking at this, it's like, man,
it's fully loaded.
It is fully
loaded. My.
It's fully loaded for a myriad of reasons. One, now, okay, let me bring it up on the screen with this. So,
right. Deep breath.
Dude, I'm gonna do what I normally do.
He disappeared.
Okay, no, he didn't.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
So we're gonna get you for that one.
That was savage.
I honestly, I'm not happy with the guy for having the friends come over because of the whole.
Yeah.
But I'm mad at her because I'm like, come on, a movie? Y'all was thinking about getting married. If you don't sanitize yourself down and come and watch a movie with me, huh?
Yeah.
That's where I'm at with it.
That's a good point. I mean, that is a good point. I think here's what I suspect. I suspect that they're probably struggling with saving themselves until they get married. This is
it sounds like you want to do the oochie coochie.
This is
and who's to say they didn't do that before? Then they decided to get me. I mean, I'm just saying the nectar was sweet. How do you know if it was sweet before? Okay.
Oh,
there's a tester in your
spirit.
There's
the one married person on this call. Okay, come on now.
Real.
But that was the underlying text that I was, thinking to myself, that there is temptation. And so instead of, and I would have, if I was you, girl, I would have said it exactly that way. I want to come over and watch a movie, but we're going to get in trouble. And I'm really trying to be obedient to God. Can you give me the space or the leeway? And he could have said, I'm struggling too. I understand. But if we can't commit, if we can't make a commitment, there's always going to be temptation. You're always going to have temptation. So let's use this as an opportunity. See, if I was him, I wouldn't have got mad at her. I would have found it as an opportunity to just step in and be the leader of the relationship and be like, I'm struggling too, but I want to just see you and watch a movie and it's good. Don't worry. I got you. Right.
So here's the thing I'm struggling with, because when the friends come in, right. So did he could have all called everybody at the same time and she said no and they all said yes. It could have been just a whole group thing, or he could have called her first. She said no. He's like, bump this. I need somebody. That's what it
sounds like.
Right. But here's the other side of the petal of the flower. Okay, so best friend, whether you male or female, you going over to your man's house without you. I would have been like, hey girl, where you at? Or are you coming? Or whatever. Right. Why she ain't talking?
Yeah, best friend is all the way out of pocket.
Messy boots. Because I'm not gonna be there with you. That's weird. I'm gonna be there. Okay.
Yeah, you
I'm
ain't
there. Yeah, you're right. It's no connectivity with me and him. You're my girl. I'm here with you. Why you?
Right. But see, and that's a good point, right? Because he could have made the rounds of the call, right? He could have called all four people and she was the only one that said no. And so nobody knew who was going to be there until they
Right.
all got there.
Right.
So that part I can understand. But if I was the best friend,
I
if
would
I
have
would have
been
showed
not there.
up to the house, if I would have showed up to the house and she wasn't there, I'd have immediately got on the phone and been like, girl, where you at?
Right. Oh, you ain't coming. All right. I'll talk to you later. I'm not
Right.
going to leave.
Right. Thank you. It's been real. I'm out.
Especially
And
if
I'm
you
out.
shut up. He might be shut up and he might look at the, I'm just saying different things.
But then
happen.
he could have
you're
even
right.
been very creative in this moment and been like, hey, let's just cupcake. You play when I play and we'll do it on FaceTime. Or
Right.
there's always some type of compromise there, depending
Right.
on, you know, in a relationship, you must sacrifice.
Well, and also Netflix has a new program. They have adapted to Corona, to the shelter in place. Netflix has a way that you can actually all watch the movie at the same exact time.
Oh, that's
And you
dope.
go into the app, you sign in, you're watching on your TV, I'm watching on my TV, but it links us up together with a code. And then whenever you press play, it plays for everybody. So it's an amazing way for all kinds of everybody. You can get as many people as you want to watch the same movie. Now, Adrian Johnson says, I think instead of us asking this question, she needs to pray to God and make sure that that's her husband. Oh, that's her husband. Sounds to me that there's some doubts. Yes.
Yeah, because if you go that deep over, it's you know, it's
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's heavy, you know, and then I don't know. I just have so many questions.
Well, no, then my other question is, when can I see you? Because my brain ain't gonna really change or waver too much.
Especially if he tasted the nectar already. I'm just saying.
So,
Oh my God.
She's trying to keep her peach out of reach.
That's a t-shirt.
Hey, so let me ask you guys something, because it says specifically.
Oh, you're back, Tole. Thank you so much for joining us. Oh, look at you.
Yeah, I know. So I stepped away, and shout out to Adrian Johnson for that great comment as well. There's more that we'll get a chance to talk about in just a second. But the thing I want to point out, though, is that he asked her to come over to watch a movie. He didn't ask her to come over for anything else. He asked her to come over to watch a movie. That was his intent. Watch a movie. Now, so those of you, who've been in relationships, we know how movie night can go if it's just
right. Especially if it's cold outside.
Well, when it's cold outside, who are you holding? Sound like the best friend. But anyway, what comes to mind to me is the mere fact that he initially asked her to come over to watch a movie.
Yes.
Now, maybe in his haste, he didn't mention that it was going to be a group movie night. Maybe he should have expressed that, it's not just going to be me and you. It's going to be, a group movie night, because he had 3 of their friends over.
But she knew that was going to make her even more scary because of Corona. So that's more people. That's more chances of me getting, infected. So he probably didn't say that because he was like, I'm going to surprise you.
He went with the group thing
afterwards. I promise you, I believe this was supposed to be a one-on-one date night to watch a movie. And when she said no, he got mad and called the homies, including her best friend,
to make her feel some kind of way.
Be like, you're the one that's missing out because, look at everybody else is here and you're not here.
I see. I hear you. He could have been being petty boots. That's very possible.
He definitely was.
But okay. So are you guys? First of all, let's unpack a couple of things. So are you guys saying? And I heard Ashley, you mentioned as the best friend that you would have called her once you would realize that she wasn't there. After you realized that she wasn't coming, would you have left?
Yes.
Okay, you would have left. Okay,
I'm out.
So are you saying that he's wrong for inviting the other friends over?
Period.
No. I don't think he's wrong for inviting the other friends over. I think that where the line gets crossed is that if he's inviting his boys, he's just like, hey, I just want to watch a movie. It's just actually that innocent. He wanted to do it with his fiance, but when she said no, he's like, well, cool, I'll call the homies. But what he did was he called the homies and he called the best friend. That's where it starts getting messy, right?
And then you post it.
But even first of all, we're in 2 separate homes, keeping ourselves away from people, right? That's what I thought. So that's when the friends came into the picture, I'm totally confused because maybe your shelter in place is different than mine. So we need to have a conversation from the get-go.
Which is exactly what she said, because now she's questioning his, not only his motives, but his foundational way of thinking. Right. Why would you want to put me and others at risk? Like, because here's the thing, even if you have the most sanitized home, even if you do all those things, Corona can come in through Amazon deliveries. Corona can come in off of shoes. Let me tell you, the shoe, the shoe.
Her shoe game ain't no joke over there at the Ashland Cole resident.
It is no joke over here, honey. You're going to have to sanitize them with a wipe. You're going to have to spray them down with some hydrogen peroxide spray that I have right there. It's all right there. I got a little shoe station set up at the front desk. At the front door, excuse me. So yeah, so it's like he shouldn't have brought the best friend in. Casey said he's late to the program, so let me just read it one more time for those of you that are just joining us. This week's Ask Shop Talk. Whoo, this is a good one. So, dear Ask Shop Talk, at the beginning of the year, my fiance and I were happy and excited about our upcoming wedding. When coronavirus hit, we agreed it would be best to social distance in our own homes, not only for health reasons, but because we are saving ourselves for marriage and didn't think it was a good idea for us to cohabitate until after the wedding. A couple weeks ago, he asked me to come over to watch a movie, and I said no because of the risks. He got mad at me and said I was overreacting. Then he posted a picture with 3 of our friends, including my best friend, sitting on his couch talking about #movie night. Am I wrong for not going? I don't want to lose him, but I don't want to be with someone who's going to put me and others at risk. What do I do?
Let me tell you something. Let's go back to where he said he got mad and angry at me and was overreacting.
He said that she was overreacting by saying that, I guess, by bringing up the risk.
But he overreacted by, being petty and stepping. So that, to me, I could be wrong. If you're going to get mad at that and say I was overreacting, to me, that's when you went on it and started asking everybody else to come on over. And see, that's where the pettiness come in. So again, we don't know how long they've been dating. We don't know how long, if they even actually understood what marriage means for each one of them. What is friendship? What is all these different stuff? So
the testing of your faith.
Right. And I'm gonna take it a step further because this is when Dito, you're gonna share that laugh in a second. This is when, all right, I can't. Dito, what is it?
So y'all can't see, but Allegra just came down here and she said, I came down here personally to tell you that the dude is messy and the girl is messy too. Or the best friend. She said, I dare you to invite Patty Farr over here and I'm not here. It's gonna be a Holocaust up in this.
That part. That part.
That's funny, sis. You show you right.
Yeah.
So let me just say, here's what I was gonna say. This is when it's so annoying, challenging, when the authorities that we listen to on CNN or our local news or the governors or the mayors or the whatever are not in agreement on what is best, on what the best way for us to handle it is. Because obviously she is believing one side of the coin and he's believing the other. So he's probably thinking, cool, the gym opens tomorrow. Let's go work out.
Right.
Where she's like, no, I'm seeing the numbers. I'm seeing that we're not out of the woods yet. I still want to protect myself and others. So this is when so many relationships, let me tell you, the statistics right now are so high for people to be getting divorced.
Yeah.
For breakups to happen, because there are so many factors coming into play. If you're already married, you can't get away from each other.
Point made.
Cause you all up in each other's grill 24/7 and some more.
Point made.
So But this is when it gets really tricky, because I wish that we would have one set of rules. I wish we would have just a set agenda so that we can draw from it and sit down and agree, because we've got all the facts. But because we've got someone in leadership who doesn't even wear a mask, has never worn a mask this entire time, when 6 people on his staff just were tested positive just 2 days ago, and he's still not wearing a mask. So I blame leadership for this. And then I take it a step further. There's so many aspects of this. Yes, you and him need to sit down and have a conversation about your values, your beliefs.
Yes.
And he does need to understand that you want to be protecting. And then the best friend, you're going to have a conversation with sister girl.
Ooh, Adrian Johnson says Ashley Cole is so sweet. She's giving him too much credit.
Right.
I agree.
Then Allegra over my shoulder says they know each other already.
Exactly.
They have test driven this situation.
The nectar has been. They know what level of sweetness the nectar is.
The peach has been taken.
Yeah. That should be on the back of the
Can you put me in the waiting room? Wait, can I get kicked out and be put in the waiting room during this part of the conversation? Jesus.
Because he knew that if he got upset with her, so he went and got petty. He said, well, I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. And so he knew that friendship and being together is important to her too, even though she's staying strong. And he's like, hashtag movie night.
Now what?
Movie night with what, boo? Who? What? Confused. I'm lost. Why? With people that you're not going to spend the rest of your forever with. I'm confused.
Yeah.
They're going to be the guests in our wedding. They may or may not, give us a gift. I'm just saying, like, I'm more important, but that just sit down, break it down, figure out what's important. What is your values? What do marriage mean to you? What marriage means to me? Are they on the same, playing field? Are they in two separate planets? You need to know this, but because it's cheaper, you don't want him to sing, it's cheaper to keep him. And divorce is very expensive. So
right. And let's just go to the chat here. Adrian Johnson says premarital counseling is needed. Leah Marie says she missed what she did miss is a messy, petty marriage. He showed his immaturity. And Allegra, yes, the test drive. My God. Erica Pringle chimes in. Her best friend is out of pocket for even going over there without checking to see if she would be there.
That part.
SMA, shaking my head. Yes. Diamond Fee, I'm not even going to read that because I'm not, y'all in this peaches breach, whatever. Mrs. Kennedy, right. Best friend should have called and asked if she wanted her to bring something, and she would have known the girlfriend wasn't coming. Yes. And are they supposed to be married? These are all questions, and this is good. This is good because it's going to push this stuff out, right? It's going to push these conversations out. My hope and prayer is that they can get to a common ground. It is, because these are two people that were in love, that took a vow, are engaged, are planning the wedding. They're saving themselves for marriage. Okay, so all those things sound like they're on the right path. They're on the right track. They've had the good, tough conversations. This should be no exception, right? He had a moment. She had a moment. Just get together and have the conversation and find out what's really going on. Just have the conversation and be honest. And here's the thing. If he can't hear you in your honesty and your sincerity, this is not the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with.
Facts.
You want to be with somebody that's going to hear your heart, that's going to be able, and you've got to come from a place of your heart, right? Not you know, all of this is not going to get us anywhere, right? Just come from your heart. How you going to invite the friends over when I said no?
That part.
You know what I'm saying? Like, have the conversation. But if he doesn't hear you, maybe those boots were made for walking.
Ooh.
I feel
you know, that's funny because a lot of relationships nowadays, they start first with lust, and we never talk about love. So, I mean, you know, it's all, you got to have some conversations in today's world.
Have to. And then the part of growing, because I know, like, Me and my husband, we've been married for 18 years, but we've been together for 21. But it was real. We grew up with each other. So we grew up from, being immature to, all right, this is what we want in our life. And then, it was like this. So you got to also have room to grow too, because let me tell you, that 7-year itch was real. Ooh. And you have to have room to grow within your growth, and at the end of the day, when it comes marriage, come babies most of the time. So are y'all on the same playing level of understand how to raise the children together the same way? What's your plans with that? Because we ran into that. Like my, raising the children was totally different from his, but we was raised totally different. So it's a lot of heavy things that need to be talked about. At the beginning, of course, you can't talk about children because you ain't have it. But what is your ideas?
Oh, you should be talking about children, though, even in the beginning.
You should. And you should, because in real life, when real life happened, when you have them kids, it can be thrown out the door, too. But I need to know, like, your hang up with if your father or your mother was in your life, is that going to help dictate how you, like my husband? I told him, I said, you're the example of what they're going to look for when they go out there for a man. Right. You're their first idea of a man. I can't show them that. I can tell them all day.
Right.
Yeah. I'm telling from different experiences. And I told him, I said, like my father, he was there, but he was not there. He wasn't. This is
really good. I want to close it out because of the time. I'm looking up at the clock and we're almost done. Erica Pringle chimed in exactly. I wish my friend would show up at my dude's house and take a picture and not have the decency to hit me. She broke the girl code or probably likes him. That was my guess right off the bat too. That she was like, here's my opportunity. Sip happens. I'm taking advantage of it.
That's what she was talking about.
I'm bringing pineapple juice.
You know what? Anyway, I appreciate you all chiming in. Definitely another great edition of Ask Shop Talk. And, if you would like for us to solve or attempt to solve or discuss a problem that you're having or a challenge that you're facing, just go ahead and slip into our DMs and send us a message and let us know what's going on and how we can help. Great minds hopefully will come to a good solid conclusion and give you some advice. So thank you for trusting us with your challenge. And I hope you got some clarity from today. That's Ask Shop Talk.
That's good stuff. Thank you, Ashley, for chiming in and making this happen. Incredible. And again, for real, you play way too much. Anyway, I am looking up at the clock and it is about time for us to get ready to go. But before we go, we're going to get ready for some closing comments. But before we do the closing comments, I just want to tell you one more time that you have time to be able to post this on your Instagram. Follow at Freedom Radio. Tag a friend and use the hashtag follow FDR for your chance to win $100 next Monday, live right here on Shop Talk. It is going to be an absolutely amazing time. With that being said, Davares, before we go, what is happening on the Mix and Mingle show this week?
Well, you know what? We're going to go into some personal comments that we have, and we have personal questions to ask each other, and hopefully people can learn from what we are bringing to the show. Mine is, what is something that you need to detox from?
Good stuff.
That will be definitely it.
Yeah, look forward to that. So those of you, if you haven't had a chance to catch the Mix and Mingle Talk Show, it airs on Thursday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern on freedomradio.com. Ashlyn, what is happening on Better Together this week?
So tomorrow, I'm really excited. Tomorrow, it's just going to be Jacoree and I. And what we're going to do is we're going to throw around headlines in the news to talk about. There are things that we are seeing here on a local level that are not making it to CNN. So he and I have had some conversations this week, and we want to definitely talk about some things, bring some things out to the light that are happening in the community. Now, I do want to also say this. I have done an incredible thing that I'm super excited, and I want to invite everybody to join in. So posting on social media is one thing. It's great, but it's not as personal. How many times do you check messages on social media? Not very often. How often do you pick up your phone and look at a text message? all day long. So I want to give you a number and I want you to reach out to me and text me to be in contact. I've got some really exciting news coming in the next seven days. 7 days. It's going to be really exciting. So let me give you the number. It is area code 510-296-7943. Again, that number is 510-296-7943. And text hashtag Shop Talk and I will be in touch with you. I'm super excited. It's just taking it to the next level because I never check those messages on social media. But texting is right there. So you can get access to me. That number comes, that whatever text you send, it comes directly to me and everything comes directly from me. So I'm super excited. Again, that number 510-296-7943.
Awesome stuff. Jacoree, anything you want to add to that?
I would just like to challenge every listener to become an overcomer. Share your testimony with somebody. Help somebody. Reach somebody.
Reach. Hey.
And keep your peach out of reach.
I'm gonna make a t-shirt.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Hey, listen, I want to let everybody know how much I appreciate the fact that you all have hung out with us for the last 2 hours. Again, we did it at a special time today because in a couple minutes, Apple's getting ready to make a presentation. I got to be there for work purposes. But anyway, listen, I want to thank everybody for spending this time with us. We'll be back next week, depending on what happens when I go to see what's happening with my aunt and her final arrangements. Hopefully we'll do it at our normal time. If things change and we end up doing, what I need to do on next Monday, I'll let everyone know. But keep, and Ashley's not lying. She don't look at them things on Messenger. I can send her 100 things on Messenger. She'll never read it. I send her one message. She'll respond in 10 seconds. Anyway, it is time for us to go. I want to say again, thank you to everybody. Those of you, if you haven't done so, like our page on Facebook, FDR Shop Talk. We're also on Instagram and Twitter with the same name of FDR Shop Talk, as well at Freedom Radio for all of your social media. We want to stay in contact with you. Again, post that flyer for your chance to win some free money come next week. On behalf of Jacoree, Davares, and Ashlyn, my name's Tole. Till the next time, you know how we do. I'll holla.